Hello everyone, this is Moshe the Electric Israeli and thank you for joining my channel. If you're new, please subscribe and help me change the world one electric car at a time. Please consider supporting this channel. And today I'm going to give you my angle on what is developing to be the new EV tax credit, the renewed EV tax credit that's been discussed in the Congress, part of the Inflation Reduction Act, which I'm not going to go into all their laws and even the title of it. That doesn't matter. But in terms of the EV tax credit, there are certain things that it's not even raising eyebrows. It's like why are we doing this? So basically, here are some of the highlights. Starting in January 2023 and all the way to December 2032, 10 years exactly, there will be a new tax credit for electric cars under this law. Now, the first thing that is very different than the old law that started way back when, at the end of President Bush's administration, there's going to be no limit of how many cars each manufacturing company is making. What does that mean in reality? As of 2019 and 2020, both Tesla and GM have no longer qualified to get, if you buy electric car from them, you're not qualified for the $7,500 tax incentive under the old law. That's notwithstanding state incentives. For example, if you live in New Jersey, where I am, you pay no sales tax on an electric car, pure electric car, by the way, not a plug-in hybrid. So that is a big difference. There's no limit. So that's very good. That's number one. Number two, which is very, very interesting, and I don't understand the mechanism, how is that going to happen? They talk about an incentive at point of sale, okay? Meaning, let's say a car costs $50,000, you'll get $7,500 off that price. Okay, so that sounds good. So what's the problem? The problem is that it has income limits. I'll go to the highest income for joint filers, let's say a couple, joint filers, no more than $300,000. Well, that makes sense. You don't want to give people who make $1 million an incentive when they buy their Tesla Model X for $150,000. They shouldn't get anything. So you want to help people who in middle class and lower middle class and whatever. So $150,000 or $75,000 if it's a used car. So you have these variations. Single, joint filers, single filers, household. It has all kinds of provision, but the cap is $300,000. So that makes sense. Now, what used to be, and I took advantage on it three times. I take it back with my Model 3, my 2018 Model 3. Before that, with the Nissan Leaf, and before that, with the Chevy Volt, which is a plug-in hybrid. You basically buy it, and then the next year, let's say you buy it now, July 2022. In the tax year of April 15 of 23, you and your accountant can work it out, and if you get that reduction from your taxes, depending of how much taxable income you have and all that stuff. So that used to be that. And you had to wait. So a lot of people try to wait until towards the end of the year so they don't wait for their tax refund too long. So now it's at point of sale. So what does that mean? How is the dealer or if you buy it on the website, Tesla website, how do they know you're going to give them your W-2? You're going to give them your tax returns? How is that going to work? So I don't know the answer, but I'm just saying this is what's going to happen. So these are the first two. Now there's a bigger one which makes it it is actually dumb. Is a government at its best when it's dumb. So here is the third one. The third one, it says you can get a full $7,500 tax rebate, point of sale, whatever, however that's going to work, for a car that has a 7 kilowatt hour battery. A 7 kilowatt hour battery probably costs $1,000. So that is a plug-in hybrid. Obviously, there's no pure electric car that has 7 kilowatt hour, okay, unless it's a golf cart. So that is basically, and I've been driving electric cars since 2014. That is basically a 15 to 20 miles range. It is what I call a gas car that takes less gas. Now, does that help transitioning the world from gasoline cars to electric cars? So this sounds like a Ford, GM, Hyundai, whoever is lobbying line, okay? Because I really don't want to make electric cars. Our electric cars suck anyway, and nobody wants to buy them, even with incentives. How do I know that? Because Tesla controls 71% of the EV market in the United States without incentives. And they cannot make enough cars to satisfy their demand. So let's do this something so stupid, and we call it 7 kilowatt. Now, you're probably going to jump, listen, I have a Chevy Volt, which gives us 35 to 50 miles of electric, winter, summer. I don't drive it anymore. I used to drive it to work, which is 5 miles from my house, and I used to put gas in it maybe twice, 3 times a year. So that's great, because it's a big, huge battery. And the MPG on that one, even if you don't plug it, is about 40 to 45 miles per hour. So I'm not saying it's bad, but it's the old technology when Tesla was not available. This started in 2010. Okay, the Chevy Volt. I bought it in 2016. I still have it. My son uses it, and unless he goes to a long trip, we never put gas in it. So I understand that. And by the way, if you ask me, should cars like that with really long range, like a la the Chevy Volt, which GM does not make anymore, of course, why should they? Because it's a good thing. Should they get any incentive? My answer is absolutely not. We are past the point of transition between hybrid to plug-in hybrid to electric. So that is so dumb. Now, there's last caveat, and I'll end with that, having to do with how the incentive works. And the incentive works on 2 components: the components in the car and the minerals of the battery. And they have to be made in the United States. Obviously, it's aimed on China or on countries that do not have free trade agreement with the United States. There's about 15, 20 countries that have free trade agreement. And obviously, the 3 of them is United States, Canada, and Mexico. That's why it's called North America, the stuff that is made in North America. So basically, there are steps of the minerals that by 2029 has to have 100% of the minerals that are made in the United States / North America. And the other half of the incentive is the components, engine and all that. Now, I have to say, Tesla cars, there's 2 things about Tesla cars. Tesla cars are 95% are made in America. Now, there are Tesla cars made in China, but they don't make it here. But there's one thing that is made in China that used to or still is making it here, and that's the LFP batteries. And that all made in China. So I'm sure that by the time Tesla will get to that point, by the time the law is passed and all that, they will make all their LFP batteries here so they can qualify for the full $7,500 in terms of the minerals. But anything else, cobalt and lithium, obviously you can make here and all that, nickel and all that, has to be made in the United States / North America or countries that have free trade agreements. Meaning, politically, geopolitically speaking, the United States will now have to look for countries to make free trade agreements with that have, for example, nickel, which I think Indonesia is the number 1 in the world, and things like that. So that's very interesting. Now, in terms of the prices, and I will end with that. The prices, a car has to have, it's basically up to $80,000 for trucks and SUVs, a la Model Y, Mach-E, the Ford F-150, the future Cybertruck, up to $80,000. And $55,000 for sedans, which will disqualify the Tesla Model 3 long range as of now. Now, of course, Tesla can bring down the prices if they want, but it will disqualify that one. So some things are interesting, like the point of sale based on income, and one thing is really dumb. Really, really dumb. The whole thing having to do with 7 kilowatt battery. Give me a break. The incentive is 7.5 times more from the cost of the actual battery. Okay? So that's not progress. That's going backward, actually. Let me know what you thought. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.